Welcome to Big Four Imperialism Episode 2, where the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, and the NHL fused together to create Big Four teams on this last man standing imperialism video. Now, last episode we had these 15 teams as our competitors, but you might notice one change, and that's to Team Phoenix, and well, the Arizona Coyotes kind of don't exist anymore. RIP the Coyotes. But I have been listening to your feedback because today I've added a total of 12 new teams in today's Big Four Imperialism. Before I reveal the new teams, I was on an episode of the Sofa Sessions, a local show in my area. We had some pretty funny discussions, and if you're interested, it'll be the top link in the description. Thanks for any support. Let's introduce our first team, which is probably the most controversial one. I'm calling it Team Central Florida. Yes, I could have called it Team Tampa, but I wanted to include the Orlando Magic somehow. But either way, I'm making it a total Big Four team right here with the inclusion of basketball. This is Team Central Florida. Now, from here on out, every new entry in today's video only has 3 of the 4 teams, including Team Cleveland, which is honestly not that bad. Cleveland Browns solid, Cleveland Cavaliers solid, Cleveland Guardians solid. I expect this to be a pretty good competitor in Northern Ohio. But this is the introduction to Canada in today's imperialism video. We have Team Toronto, the Raptors, the Blue Jays, Maple Leafs. Pretty solid, but if it's anything like the Maple Leafs, they probably will not win this video for another 55 years. Now let's take a look at another really stacked team. This is Team Wisconsin. Could have called it Team Milwaukee, but the Green Bay Packers want to be special. They're in Green Bay, but you obviously have the Milwaukee Bucks and the Milwaukee Brewers. This is honestly probably the best team we have in today's video with only 3 teams. Next up is Team Atlanta. Honestly, the Braves will have to carry this borderline team. The Falcons are really mid, so are the Hawks. The Hawks are literally the play-in team of all time. And then the Atlanta Braves, who have a chip not long ago. I think Team Atlanta has to be carried by the Braves here. Speaking of another team that needs to be carried by one certain team, and that one team you can tell I'm a fan of because its logo is just plastered behind me, it's the Carolina team with the Carolina Hurricanes, and they're gonna have to carry the mess out of the Carolina Panthers and the Carolina Hornets. Man, do I feel bad for them. Next up is Team Tennessee. It's a mashup between Nashville and Memphis. We have the Tennessee Titans, the Memphis Grizzlies, and Nashville Predators. Really not much else to say about them. And then we have Team Seattle with the Seattle Seahawks, the Seattle Kraken, and the Seattle Mariners. Honestly, a sneaky good team. They could actually make some splashes in today's video. There's a chance y'all might not like this one, but to be fair, it's the inevitable truth. Obviously, we know the Oakland Athletics are not going to be Oakland long. They're going to be in Las Vegas in a couple years. So with that being said, I think it's fair to say that they're already a Las Vegas team. I mean, to be fair, only 500 people attend their games, and their management really does not care about Oakland anymore. So here's Team Las Vegas with the Raiders, the Golden Knights, and the Athletics. And now H-Town will get a team with the Houston Texans, the Houston Rockets, and the Houston Astros. Honestly, not a bad team. The Rockets are definitely holding them down, but the Astros and Texans are pretty explosive. Now, because I felt like being nice, I included Cincinnati in today's video, even though it makes no sense. This is just like an Orlando Magic situation, because the Blue Jackets, the hockey team, if you didn't know, they actually play in Columbus, which is a state capital. However, it is closer to Cincinnati than Cleveland. That's why I decided to make a team Cincinnati with the Bengals, the Blue Jackets, and the Cincinnati Reds. And our final new entry in today's video is Team Pittsburgh, Team Black and Gold. It's the Steelers, the Penguins, and the Pirates. Honestly, not a bad team as well. So in total, we now have 27 teams, and even better, power-ups make their debut in Big Four Imperialism. And today's powers in play will be Afterlife, Bandit, Clone, Maxed Out, and Flexed. And with there now being 27 teams, 2 lives per each team seems like it would drag a little too long, so we're back to the 1 life format. Let's begin this video with placing our power-ups. So first power-up will be Afterlife. And which state or Canadian province will this land on? New Mexico. Next to be placed will be the power-up of Clone. And the Clone power-up will be heading to Wyoming. Third power-up selected will be Bandit. And that will be going to Saskatchewan, if I even said that right.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah, I messed that one up big time. It's Saskatchewan. That's how you say it. Next up will be Maxed Out. Maxed Out will be going to Indiana. And finally, this leaves us with our new power-up Flexed. And that will be placed on Arkansas. So let's get a quick map overview before our turn number 1. Team Denver is in the best spot to be right now. They share a border with 2 power-ups being cloned in Afterlife. Even Team Dallas, the same situation as well, with 2 power-ups on their borders. And I think it's safe to say this maxed out power-up is anybody's game. Could be Chicago, could be Cleveland, Cincinnati, Detroit. We'll find out. But anyways, who will be the best sports city in today's video? Lock your answer in, and let's begin with turn number 1. Who will kick episode 2 off? It will be Team Atlanta. Our first attack of today will conclude with Atlanta moving up to the northwest. Well, right off the rip, one of our new teams will be knocked out in turn number 1. It'll be Team Tennessee or Team Atlanta. So because Tennessee does not have an NBA team and then Atlanta does not have an NHL team, the only possibilities we have is either the NBA or the NFL. So that's the sport we'll be playing to kick off this video, in which we'll kick off just barely with the NFL. It's gonna be the Falcons versus the Titans. Well, what an eventful few days for Will Levis. He got his sex tape leaked about 5 days ago, and now he's throwing darts on the field right now to get to the 13-yard line, down by 4 points against the Atlanta Falcons. 3 minutes remaining in this game. They hand it off to Tony Pollard, the new addition to the Tennessee Titans, and he brings in the touchdown to make it a 16-14 lead. 3rd down and 7 from the 2-minute warning, and it's going to be a forced incompletion, so the Falcons will have to go for it in 4th down. They could also punt the football away, but I think this is the smarter choice. Kirk Cousins needs 7. He gets more than he asked for. That's a 1st down to the 47 to Drake London. Now a 3rd down and 10 still from the 47-yard line. Kirk Cousins has a 1st down. This one's to the 35. This one goes to Moore. 3rd and 13. We hand the ball to Bijan Robinson. Good blocks. He bounces off one of his offensive linemen. He has a 1st down. The Falcons call a timeout to send us to overtime to make it 17 apiece. It is good. Here's a test for the Tennessee Titans in overtime. It's 3rd down and 4. A little bit of confusion here, but D-Hop has the 1st down. And 14 more yards. Here comes an Atlanta blitz. We have a completion on a slant. 1st down and a touchdown. Probably the best offensive drive in overtime the Titans could have wished for. Cousins stays calm between in the numbers, and he has a completion to Kyle Pitts, and he almost just outran the entire Tennessee secondary, but it's good enough for a pickup to the 36. That pickup was good for almost 50 yards. I would love to see Kyle Pitts run that fast in person. Another quick pass. This one's intercepted by the Titans, and that's going to be a walk-off victory for Tennessee, and Team Atlanta will fall. Will they fall on a pick 6? Might as well. Tennessee is moving on. Well, I was saying earlier that Team Atlanta was going to have to rely on the Atlanta Braves. It doesn't even matter if the Braves don't even play a single game at all. But to be fair, with Spencer Strider gone for the year and now Ronald Acuna gone for the year, I don't think we wanted to see Atlanta anymore anyways. When will it ever be Atlanta's turn? I don't think it'll ever be possible. Here is Team Pittsburgh. Needless to say, there's a lot going on up there in their region, and they will be going down south, which I had no clue this was an actual possibility based on their spot in the map, but yeah, that's an expansion to West Virginia. Next selection will be Team Boston, returning from episode 1. More than likely, this will be an expansion, and that arrow went dead north, so we'll just give them New Hampshire. Well, just like last episode, we're getting all the expansions out of the way first. Here's Team Minnesota. They do now share a border with Team Wisconsin. That could be a possibility, or not. Well, that's our 3rd expansion in a row. This one's going down to Iowa. Well, it seems to me that everybody's being a little scared right now. Nobody wants to fight, but maybe Team Philadelphia will change that. Team Philly will be heading towards their northeast. Well, I believe this is expansion number 4 in a row. It just came in contact with New Jersey's border first, so Philadelphia will get New Jersey. But the real question at stake is who feels like fighting, and maybe Team Seattle will change that. Never mind, they share no borders with anybody. Seattle will be going up north, and they'll be the first team to expand to a Canadian province. That's going to be British Columbia. Wow, man, I didn't know today's episode of Imperialism was rated PG. There's like no bloodshed today. Team Dallas, can you fight somebody? Dallas will be going towards their east. When will it ever end? We are currently on a 6 expansion streak right now. In New York team number 2, I think they will finally end it. Yeah, it's actually impossible for them to expand who they're going to play. They're going towards their east coast. And I think we know who's directly to the east of them. It's their big brother team, New York number 1. Alright, which one of the Big Four sports will we be playing? It's going to be a matchup in the NHL. The Islanders versus the Rangers. Over 6 minutes have gone by in this overtime period. Looks like the Rangers take control. Here's a shot blocked away by the Islanders. The Rangers still take possession. This is the Lindgren, another shot, another block. Rangers still have the puck. They're fighting for it right now. They get it in the paint, but they cannot finish, and we have a delayed penalty. The Rangers just got called for tripping. The Islanders are going on the power play. Alexander Winberg in the box for a 2-minute minor for tripping. So a 5-on-4 for the Islanders. They're pushing this one up. Here's Riley into Barzal, and he cannot get the shot to go, but there it is off the rebound of Shesterkin's pads, and New York Islanders will stun the Rangers, knocking off the top-heavy New York team number 1. Kyle Palmieri with the goal. It started with this shot, rebound off the pads of Shesterkin, and he just throws it in on the other side of the goal. You know, you would think a team that has both the New York Rangers and the New York Yankees, 2 of the best teams in the respective leagues right now, would go further than this, but no, the Islanders have something to say about it. Out of all teams, I don't understand how that happened. Well, we already have 2 large markets out early, Atlanta and New York. Here's another large market. It's our only Canadian market, Toronto. Team Toronto has plenty of options, but instead looks like they'll expand. And by doing so, with this expansion to the province of Manitoba, they get 1 step closer to the Bandit power-up. Next selection will go to Team DC. Chances are this is probably still the worst team on the map. Doesn't really matter who they play if you ask me. And by getting an arrow facing west, we'll have the first challenge for Team Pittsburgh. Well, that's if it's grammatically correct to call this a challenge at all. We have a matchup in the MLB. I'm sure this is the most hyped up matchup in today's video possible. The Pittsburgh Pirates and the Washington Nationals. Yay. The takeaway from this game is that that man right there, Livy Dunn's boyfriend, was on the mound, and that's all that matters. Pirates win. Well, still very early on in this video, and it looks like Team Pittsburgh is making the name known that they're the best new addition to today's series. I wouldn't get your hopes too high, Team Pittsburgh. After all, Team DC is essentially the laughing stock of this series. Here's Team Minnesota again. Have they made up their minds on playing a matchup, or they still want to expand? I don't know. Let's see. Well, it looks like Team Minnesota took that to heart, that they're no longer the most northern team on this map because Team Toronto now exists, so they want to fight because of it. It's Minneapolis versus Toronto. Alright, so no NFL possible for this matchup. Instead, it'll be the NBA. So once again, we see all Big Four sports back to back to back, just like last episode. And in this case, I can't complain too much. We have a solid matchup. It's the Minnesota Timberwolves currently fighting back down a 3-0 lead in the Western Conference Final, and the Toronto Raptors, who are an on and off Eastern Conference team. Let's see who wins. Anthony Edwards has possession at the top of the key, gets this one to Conley. He's up at the three-point arch, looking for a pass to Rudy Gobert. He wings this one to Karl Anthony Towns. Back to Anthony Edwards, trying to find his way in the paint. Does a spin move off the glass, can't get it to go. Rebound Gobert, back on to Anthony Edwards for a three. Bang! It's a tie game. It was actually a 2-point, and it's 115 to 115 in the minute and 3 seconds. About a 3-second difference in game and shot clock. Barrett with 12 seconds left in the game. He gets this one to Poeltl. He's going off the glass, and he ties it and one as well with 10 seconds remaining on the dot. He's going to the line to take the lead. Poeltl to make this 118. He can't make it, and the Timberwolves will take the rebound, and they'll call a timeout for a chance to win the game. McDaniels will be inbounding the ball. It goes to Anthony Edwards. He's going to sit at the top of the arch for these final few seconds. 4 on the clock. He needs to make a move. He dribbles to his right, gets it to Rudy Gobert off the glass with 0.2 seconds remaining, and I do not think the Raptors can get a shot off. Time is over. The Raptors will fall to the Timberwolves on the last second heroics, and Minnesota wins 119 to 117. You know, to be fair, I was hoping for Toronto to go on a run this video because it would have been fun for their first ever appearance, but Team Minnesota deserves that. What a game, what an ending, buzzer beater to win, and now they take control of a big portion of Canada. Might as well go speak this into existence real quick. We have not seen a lot of movement out west. Never mind, I lied. We're going to the great city of Cleveland. I can't lie, Team Cleveland is actually pretty solid, and they will be attacking towards their kind of southwest. And that would be good enough to declare this a Civil War battle between the state of Ohio. It's going to be Cleveland versus Cincinnati. Alright, baseball or football, which one will it be? Instead, it will be the wild card, so let's see which one's the best out of those two. That's actually pretty tough to say because both the Browns and Guardians are really solid, but the Guardians, I believe, are currently the #1 team in the AL, and they just obviously match up so much better than the Cincinnati Reds, so this definitely went in more favor of Team Cleveland, landing on the wild card instead of just football. Well, just when I thought this was a favorable matchup for the city of Cleveland, Cincinnati is actually fighting back. They're up 4-2 right now. It's a 1-2 count, and he got him the swing, so that's out number 1, and 2 more for Cincinnati will win it. 2-2 count for Kyle Manzardo. He swings, and this one makes contact to the third baseman, and there's going to be out number 2. It's going to take Will Brennan to get back on base, and he swings in this one, goes to the second baseman, and Cincinnati, in my eyes, just pulled off a pretty clean upset, and down goes Team Cleveland, who I thought was a pretty solid option to today's video. That is definitely one of the flaws of not having 2 lives per every team. I didn't want to do it this episode because I added so many teams, but that means we will not be able to see the Cleveland Browns or the Cleveland Cavaliers compete at all. It kind of sucks, but Team Cincinnati will take control of Ohio. So Toronto makes them the 5th team eliminated in today's video, and we will be going to Team Detroit, which was the first team to get bounced last episode. Maybe for Detroit, that narrative will change as they will be attacking down south. Well, it looks like Team Cincinnati will be playing in back-to-back games. They have to take on Team Detroit. Our selected sport will be the NFL. Back to football. So that means the matchup we got is actually pretty good. It's going to be the Detroit Lions and the Cincinnati Bengals, which is honestly a possible Super Bowl matchup for this next NFL season. Approaching the 60-second mark, Joe Burrow has this one intercepted, and we might see another pick 6 in today's video unless Joe Burrow himself will run out the tackle, and the chances of the Bengals winning this game, very minimal even with 3 timeouts. The Bengals get the ball back with just 8 seconds remaining, and Burrow's just going to have to throw this as far as he can. Maybe hope for a pass interference. Okay, there is a flag. Okay, so that means the ball is going to be placed around the 35-yard line. So the penalty occurred at the 31-yard line. There's zeros on the board. This is the final play unless we see another flag. Burrow just heaves it up to the end zone, and he gets a second interception added to his stat pad. That's nice. Well, if Team Detroit wants to keep on winning games in today's video, they're going to have to hope they keep on landing on the Lions, like every single time. Haven't mentioned this yet, but still all 5 power-ups remain on the board and still will be the same after we go to Seattle. Once again, this is another guaranteed expansion for Seattle, and they will get even closer to the Bandit power-up, as well as I believe they take over, this is Alberta? So all that remains between Seattle and Minneapolis is Saskatchewan and the Bandit power-up. Alright, so next selection will be Team Chicago. Chicago will be heading towards their right, and I think this is our first power-up today. And so yes, indeed, that is the case. It's gonna be the maxed out power-up, and this is what it's gonna do today. So yeah, maxed out is a classic power-up in Imperialism. Usually in the past, it just takes one player and boosts them to a 99 overall, but instead we have 4 sports today, so this team will get 1 player boosted from all leagues to a 99 overall. So let's start with the NFL. The first player boosted to a 99, it's the obvious choice, the rookie quarterback Caleb Williams, which is funny because he hasn't played a single snap in the NFL and he's already the most overrated quarterback of all time. Now let's head over to the MLB for the Chicago Cubs. The player decided to max out was Cody Bellinger, now a 99 overall across the entire board. Now for the NBA, I really could have selected any of their starting 5. I decided to do DeMar DeRozan, probably my favorite Chicago Bull, probably the best small forward ever now, with 99s across this entire row. And lastly, for the NHL, it was the obvious choice in my eyes, the superstar rookie, the Wembanyama of the NHL, Connor Bedard. Low-key, I'm kind of excited to watch Chicago play games now. Here is going to be Seattle again. Dang. Do we see back-to-back power-ups in play? And don't think so. We will, however, see Seattle get their 3rd expansion to Idaho, which also shares a border with another power-up being cloned. Will Seattle ever play a game? I don't know. Who cares? Here's Team Carolina. Team Carolina will be heading up kind of north, and I believe it's safe to say this will land into Virginia, which means we have a matchup against Team Pittsburgh. What sport will we be playing? The only 2 options we're given is hockey or football, and it's going to be hockey. So as a result, it's going to be the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Alright, so the Penguins own the puck now with 29 seconds left. They get it past neutral zone, and here comes empty net for the Penguins. It's a 6v5. They have advantage for 20 seconds left. Passes one out the wrinkle. He gets in the slot, intercepted, gets a shot off, but it's going to be saved. Sidney Crosby with the puck now, and he loses to the Jacob Slavin. 13 seconds left. Stahl comes in, and the Penguins get it back. They need to get a shot in net. That's the one thing they have not been able to do this entire time they've been in the offensive zone. Here's a slap shot, and there's congestion in front of the net, and it's a goal with 2.8 seconds left by guess who? Sidney Crosby. Absolute dream scenario for the Penguins. Sidney Crosby just got the pass off the pads from Freddie Anderson and just redirected it right back with a backhand. And this looks like our second hockey game we've seen today will be going to overtime. Penguins start with the first possession in overtime. Here's a pass in the slot, and it's going to be a save by Anderson. Now O'Connor pushing the puck towards the left side of the ice, looking for a shot in net or a pass to Rust. He gets the shot. Anderson makes a save. Hurricanes are trying to establish a play here. The Penguins chase him back down. Here's Brady Shea setting up the Jack Drury. Now into the defensive zone. The Penguins. Martin with a shot. Pass to the Shea. And a save by Jari. Kuznetsov for the Hurricanes. Sends it to Nason. And he scores! An overtime winner for the Carolina Hurricanes. And that goal Sidney Crosby scored with 2 seconds left is negated. The Hurricanes will knock out Team Pittsburgh. You know, it's funny because I'm pretty sure I said these exact words at the beginning of this video for Team Carolina. The only chance they would have to win games would be the Carolina Hurricanes, and point proven. And then there were 20 teams remaining, which we will finally go to California for Team LA number 2. There are 3 options for this team. All of them result in matchups. This one's going to go probably towards Arizona. And that will exactly be the case as Team LA number 2 will take on Team Phoenix to play one of these 3 sports. So the sport of choice will be the National Basketball Association. I don't know why I said their full government name like that, but that results in a matchup between the Clippers and the Suns. A lot of stars on both of these teams. After a Grayson Allen mid-range shot, it's back to being a 4-point game. The Clippers need at least a bucket here. They're going to get this one into Paul George. We don't need the 3 points. We just need the 2. We have 8 seconds difference between the shot and game clock. Here's to James Harden. Back to George. Kawhi Leonard has been super silent, just standing back at the end of the key over there. And Paul George tries to dribble in. Now he's guarded by KD. Interesting situation right here for Paul George. He gets in the paint to Zubac. Now to PJ Tucker. And it is out. Rebounded by the Suns, and here comes the fouls. Clippers are going to need a 3 here. Kawhi Leonard finally gets the ball, and he puts up a 3, but it just will not fall, and this game is over. The Suns will get it done. They win 126-122. And that being said, our first team to fall out of California will be LA number 2, as Phoenix is breaking its way in. So picking back up with turn number 9, we will start with San Francisco. We're going out west, finally. San Francisco will be heading towards their northwest, which will just squeeze in for this expansion to Oregon. Oregon. Seattle now borders a pretty strong team, in which we'll go back to Minnesota now. We still haven't seen them get the Bandit power up yet, and it looks like that will stay the same. And out of all options this team had, they somehow went dead south. That's going to be an expansion to Missouri, which now means an air landed west for Chicago will result in these two teams in a matchup. Team Indianapolis is starting to dominate the Mississippi River region. Here is Team Denver for the first time today. With borders sharing of 2 power-ups, this could very well be one of them, except it's not going to be one of them. But it looks like they're jumping right into the action. They take Utah, and they now went from sharing a border with 0 teams to sharing a border with 3 teams. That makes us 3 expansions down in this turn already, and we are going back to San Francisco once again. Their expansion to Oregon kind of opened up a can of worms because it looks like they're actually be going through Oregon with this arrow. So yeah, San Francisco kind of just set themselves up with this matchup with Seattle. This could be pretty tough depending on the sport that is selected. 3 options between this battle of the West Coast, and it's going to be going to the National Football League. Well, this could be an interesting game. It's a battle of the NFC West teams, the Niners, the Seahawks. Niners might be better on paper, but the Seahawks usually split every season. This could go either way. And this will be the play that will make or break San Francisco's run in this video. Last episode, they got 6 total wins. They could get stopped to 0 if they don't stop Kenneth Walker right here, and they have the first down, and the final timeout's called for San Francisco. Interestingly enough, the Seahawks scored a rushing touchdown kind of prematurely. You're letting a minute stay on the clock? It's a little questionable. Well, the Seahawks gifted the Niners another chance. Here's 1 minute remaining. Let's see what they do with it. So far, 9 yards down. That takes off a third of the time the Niners had to work with. Well, let's go down the middle of the field again and not look for the sidelines. Brilliant play calling. And who would have thought that only left 7 seconds left for the Niners' name? That's really good for them. This is the final play. It's just going to be heave up to the end zone for Brock Purdy. Is there a flag or is there a catch? No. Game over. Seahawks stun San Francisco. So yeah, definitely a big surprise out west. San Francisco had a really good run last episode, now cut really short. But all due respect given to Seattle, their 3 teams can definitely make some noise. Well, not 2 Imperialism videos are the same, and that's why I'm not surprised that San Francisco made an early exit. But here's Team Denver. Definitely a possibility for a power-up to go off the board here. And about damn time it happens. It looks like Denver will come in contact with the corner of Wyoming to get the clone power-up. I'm sure at this point, if you're a regular watcher of the Imperialism series, you know what clone does, but here's the brief explanation. Basically, it acts as a double life, but I'm going to spin a wheel of all the remaining unclaimed territories. Whatever it lands on, Team Denver will get a second land area. Alright, so I made this new wheel. This has the 17 remaining unclaimed territories without power-ups on it. Whatever it lands on, Team Denver will establish a new land area, and they're going to the puny state of Vermont. Alright, man, I don't think I can be saying all that. I think Vermont actually is pretty average size if you ask me, but this ends up being a problem for Team Boston. I thought they actually had a cakewalk through the East Coast in the New England area, but now they actually have Team Denver right in front of them. Let's see if this ends up being a problem for them. And for clarification, if we land on Denver again, they go from their main area. It's not until they're eliminated from the map we go from Vermont. Our time someone got that clone power-up, it was calling Denver's name like the Green Goblin suit. Here's Team Las Vegas. You know, I'd say this is the weirdest team we have in today's video, and they're going to go up to the Northwest. Well, how about it? Seattle will be playing in their 2nd game in a row. Looks like they're starting to run the gauntlet. Alright, so once again, 3 different options between these teams. We're going to the NHL. This is actually a pretty fun matchup too, because it's going to be the 2 expansion teams in the NHL. The Seattle Kraken are about 2 years old, the Golden Knights about 5 or 6 years old, and they're also the defending Stanley Cup champions. This is going to be pretty fun. Well, it looks like a penalty was just called on the Golden Knights. I do not know what happened, but going to the box for Vegas, and it's a 2-minute minor to put the Seattle Kraken on a power play for slashing. 1 minute remaining in the Seattle power play. The Golden Knights are all over it, and we're staying at neutral ice. Now pushing in the offensive zone. We actually have some skaters up for Seattle. This one's behind the net, goes over top the net, and almost flips in, and a shot put on. Aiden Hill saves it, and the Golden Knights recover and get it cleared. Hockey is nothing short of excitement. Here's a shot in the slot, but it's blocked away. Seattle now in a break now, and looks like an empty net after another delayed penalty. The Seattle Kraken will be going on another power play. They almost just scored. This time it'll be on Vegas' star Jack Eichel for another slashing minor. More or less the same story so far. The Kraken are coming close, but they just cannot find the end of the net. 1 minute down this power play. They almost get it there. A rebound. Golden Knights take it back. Another clear. Kraken take it back over, and now it looks like another power play. That was a clean trip. This is the 3rd Seattle power play in 10 minutes. This time it's a tripping minor on Barbashev. What is happening? Why is there so many penalties being called? Oh no, it's going to be a 5-on-3. Jack Eichel is penalized again. Okay, there is no way the Kraken do not end it here. A 5-on-3 upcoming for the Seattle Kraken. Another face-off win for Seattle. One-timer blocked away by Aiden Hill. He's been the star so far. Another good save by Aiden Hill. He just snagged that one out of the air. The Seattle Kraken special teams is indeed special. It's a 5-on-3 and they're struggling badly. 50 seconds left. You have an open person in the slot. Get it right here to Schultz. Has a shot. Almost has the rebound, but there it is. The Berdovsky to win the game for for the Seattle Kraken, and Seattle wins back-to-back games. Look, man, if you commit that many penalties in 10 minutes, there's no way you deserve to lose or win, Vegas. You know, I think you'd be cutting yourself short if you weren't to say the NHL has been producing the greatest games in today's video. I mean, wow. I mean, if you're the Vegas Golden Knights, how do you commit 4 penalties in 10 minutes? We're not toddlers running around with knives. We're grown men with giant sticks. Use your brain. So turn 11 with 17 teams remaining. We are picking up with Team Central Florida, aka just Team Tampa. 2 possibilities here. Do they go up north or do they stay down south? They're staying down south. And as a result, the awaited Battle of Florida will be happening next with Central Florida versus Miami. Well, all Big Four options are back in the table. We'll be heading to the gridiron. And I say this is a toss-up battle. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to the Miami Dolphins. Looks like Baker Mayfield has 1 minute and 40 seconds to go down the field and tie this game up at 35. That's a good start to Mike Evans. We need about 50 yards in 50 seconds. It's a slant. That's going to get about 20 yards, first and 10 to the 32. 20 seconds remaining. They're still holding on to that one timeout. We're staying within the numbers. This is another first down. They call a timeout 16 seconds. First down and goal. This could be the final play. Empty formation for Baker Mayfield. Goes for a quick slant. It's a touchdown. Extra point ties it. I'd say this is the first roadblock the Buccaneers have had on offense on this drive so far, and looks like it's going to be stopped there. 4th down and goal. They'll take the 3 points. Dolphins will now be able to win this game with a touchdown. 3rd down and 1 for the Dolphins. They decide to pass the football. What kind of decision is that? They just lost 8 yards on a Vita Vea sack. Doesn't help that Tua is left-handed, so he had to cross to his opposite shoulder to throw that football. Why would he run that way anyways? Well, to stay alive in this game, they need 9 yards. Tua's going to run that way again, but he slings this one, and it's going to be a drop by Jalen Waddle. That was an easy catch, and the Buccaneers take control and win the game of Florida. I mean, damn, Dolphins, what a collapse. You just let the whole damn Miami culture down with that one. So with 16 teams remaining, we are finally heading to Dallas. Team Dallas is definitely the most stacked team on the map, and they're going to be going down south, which means we'll be getting the Battle of Texas. It really does not matter which one we land on. Every single team for Dallas is good. We're finally going to a baseball game. It's been a minute. So a solid AL West matchup. The defending World Series champions and the 2022 and 2017 World Series champions with an asterisk next to it. And that will result in a walk, and they're going to bring in Josh Hader to hopefully close this game out for Houston. 1-1 count on Nathaniel Lowe. He makes contact this one. It's going to bloop out to outfield. We have a runner on second and first base for the Texas Rangers now. Maybe Houston's the team in trouble right now. We have a runner in scoring position. A sacrifice bunt just moved the runner to third and second base. And now an intentional walk to make the bases loaded for Josh Hader. Looking for out number 2. 1-2 count. That one makes a strike zone, and there's the second out. Kind of a scary situation for Josh Hader. Already up 2-0, and bases are loaded 3-0. If he sends another ball in, that's going to bring a run to home plate. 3-1 pitch, and it's going to be a tie game. Bases still loaded for the Rangers. One more strike cuts in this game to the bottom of the 9th. Seager swings, and he doesn't make contact. This game is tied, going to the bottom frame. The game should have probably been over already, but the Astros still have a chance to walk this game off. That's a start. It's a single. Here's Dubon on a 2-1, and he swings in this one, makes contact to second baseman, looking for the double play, can only make it at second base, but still pulled off the bag, safe on second and first. It's an error for the Texas Rangers. Can Altuve walk this one off for the Astros? He'll take a corner strike. Paint those corners. Here's the full count pitch for Jonathan Hernandez. Can he bring it to the 10th? And Jordan Alvarez will pop this one up. We have extra innings at Minute Maid Park. Valdez looking for a second strikeout already. It's contact made straight middle field. They're going to send the runner home at second base, and he's safe. The Rangers will take a lead. It looks like Texas Rangers might actually go up 2 runs. They're going to send another runner home here, and he's actually tagged out at the plate. What a save by the catch there, and that keeps it a 1-run game going into the bottom of the 10th with Jeremy Pena at bat. 1-2 count, and takes a high strike just on the edge of the strike zone. Out number 1. Alex Bregman up the bat. He swings on this one. This one's going to go to left field. It's going to be an out. Does the runner stay at second, or does he advance to third? They will keep him at second base. One more out needed. Runner on first and second now. Diaz at bat, makes contact. This is going to be a base hit. Do they send a runner home, or do they keep him at third at the corner? And well tagged out. That wasn't even close. The Rangers will steal this win in Houston, and Dallas will be moving on in Texas. I mean, what a collapse by Josh Hader in the top of the 9th. All he had to do was just hold him from scoring 1. This is like the David versus Goliath matchup. Dallas is just way too powerful to be winning these games. But at least we didn't have to see the Houston Rockets get their tails kicked by the Dallas Mavericks. Well, this leaves us with 15 remaining teams. We're going back to Tennessee. Team Tennessee will be going towards their north, and that will be good enough to bridge the gap between Team Chicago and Team Detroit with this expansion to Kentucky. Alright, next up will be Team Chicago. Glad to see them again. And that's because we haven't seen them since they got the maxed out power up. They're going towards their southeast. Well, just just like San Francisco a handful of turns ago, they just set themselves up with this matchup. Tennessee literally just expanded, and now Chicago's gonna fight through it. It's Chicago versus Tennessee. And Chicago and Tennessee will be playing in the NBA. So this will be the Chicago Bulls versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Keep in mind, I made DeMar DeRozan the 99 overall. Ja Morant pushing the court up now, gets in the paint, looking for a dunk, but he gets this one off the lay of his fingers, and they're up 2 points. Wouldn't this be an upset for Chicago? I mean, you cannot have basically the reincarnation of Michael Jordan on your team and end up losing this one. DeMar DeRozan gets himself in the paint, and obviously his 99 stats, that's an easy layup for him. For under 48 seconds left, Ja Morant spin rolls into the paint, and a feed off his fingertips again. That one just cleanly rolls in. It's a 116-114 2-point lead for the Memphis Grizzlies. At this point, nobody should be touching the ball except that man himself. He draws the foul. He's going to the line. Ja Morant with the last 2 successful buckets for the Grizzlies, looking to make it 3. He is on takeover right now, 118-116. Down to 17 seconds, Zach LaVine gets himself in the paint. Where's DeMar DeRozan at? It should not be in the hands of Cody White right now. He's going to take a jump shot, and he bricks it. Man, wow, what a sell. They have to hope Ja Morant misses one of these free throws. He does miss the first one. He will not make the second one. Bulls don't have a timeout, so they have to go the full length of the court right now. DeMar DeRozan with 2 seconds passes for a 3. Bang! Oh my gosh, it's a game buzzer beater. He just beats the buzzer by 0.2 seconds. It wasn't a 3. I thought it was a game winner, but Zach LaVine ties it up at 118. 0.2 seconds left for the Grizzlies. I do not think this is enough time to get the shot off, and nope. Oh, that was actually close. Here's DeMar DeRozan. Oh my goodness, 99 overall. You just can't do anything about that. Look at that. Desmond Bane going to pull another 3. This one can't fall as well. The Grizzlies are bricking in overtime. Suddenly, the Grizzlies are on their own kind of run now. DeMar DeRozan has to step back up. What a pass to LaVine. Can he knock this down? He can. Another 3 in OT for Zach LaVine. Out the Desmond Bane. He's double teamed right now. He's going to bring his way to the other side of the court. Gets in the paint and can't get this layup, and the Grizzlies will be fouling. The Bulls ended up winning 138-132 in overtime. You can thank Zach LaVine for this game to going to overtime in the first place. DeMar DeRozan was 1 assist short of a 46-point triple-double. Go figure. I don't know why we've seen so many teams just choke away a game. I mean, it started with the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa taking that 8-yard sack. Then it went to the Astros with Josh Hader's 9th inning performance, and now it's going to be Ja Morant missing back-to-back free throws to basically win the game. But Chicago, they survived. Here is turn number 14 with 14 teams remaining. We're going to Philadelphia, and Philadelphia will be heading towards their west. And the same story as last time when we had a team matchup with Carolina. If it lands on hockey, that's their only chance. So let's just hope it's NHL for the Carolina standpoint. And this game is over. Yeah, so just as I expected, the Sixers were able to take care of the Charlotte Hornets, but I do have to mention, scoring 131 points in an NBA game and not winning is just crazy. That just shows how crazy the current NBA scheme is right now. But you know what? To be totally fair, at least our eyes didn't have to witness a Carolina Panthers playing a game. Yeah, I think we can look at that turn as clearing up a waste of space, because let's be honest, Carolina was not winning today, but Philadelphia repeats on the wheel. There's a handful of options at stake for Team Philadelphia, and it looks like they'll just take this turn to rest their troops. They'll just take an expansion to Maryland. Definitely a wise battle decision by Team Philadelphia. We'll be going to Team Wisconsin for, I believe, the first time today. Little do they know they have a huge threat to their south, but instead they'll go out west. And it looks like their alternative to playing the Chicago team is going to be a head-on collision with Team Indianapolis. You would think an NHL team would do pretty good in Wisconsin, but instead that's the only one they don't have, but would be going to the NFL. But still, this will be anything short of entertaining. It's a battle of the NFC North, the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. Well, if the Vikings want to survive, they have to convert on a 3rd down and 26 with JJ McCarthy, who just overthrows Justin Jefferson. Now a 4th down and 26. Justin Jefferson has to be open here, but Eric Stokes makes the defensive play of his career, knocks that one down, and it's a turnover on downs. Well, just 1 first down is needed. We hand it off to Josh Jacobs as Aaron Jones sits on the bench of the complete opposite side of the field that he's used to, and the Packers win this game 14-7. Well, I'm sure glad to see that Team Wisconsin is reestablishing the Mongol Empire now, which now means a majority of the Great Lakes now just looks like a slab of cheese. I'd say the wheel of teams is looking noticeably smaller with 12 teams remaining. We're going back to Boston. I wonder if they'll finally be doing something about the Denver team who's just moved next door, but maybe not. I mean, yeah, if we're going from the central of Massachusetts where their logo should be placed, it's actually going to go up towards Maine, so this is another expansion. Next to go will be Team Denver. Remember, we're going from their land area out west. They're still alive out there. I think they're going to be going towards Seattle. And so Team Seattle has definitely had some tests today in this video. They haven't been tested in a minute though. This time it's going to be against Team Denver. We really have not seen the wild card a lot today, but we're going to the NHL. So the Kraken will be released again on the ice, but this time it's going to be against the Colorado Avalanche. The Seattle Kraken are down by a goal with 3 minutes left. This this could be the end of Seattle if they don't find the equalizer in the back of the net, looking for a rebound, couldn't quite get it. And now we have a tripping miter on Seattle, so now they can't even bring the goaltender out at all. That's the worst case scenario. They have to score shorthanded. 60 seconds remaining. The Colorado Avalanche on the power play. They're just going to get a fourth goal right there. And that super costly penalty even prevented the Seattle Kraken from pulling their goaltender in the first place. They didn't even get a chance. Well, Seattle has an empty net again just for a chance. No, this is the 5th goal by Colorado. And so Colorado will close the case on Seattle in this video. They made a good run, but the Avalanche win 5-2. Well, now Denver looks like they're becoming a threat. Not only do they own essentially the entirety West Coast except LA, they also own Vermont, if that means anything at all. And then there were 11, which were going back to Central Florida. Yeah, just by looking at the map, I can kind of see Central Florida has basically no way out other than going through Georgia, and that's going to be owned by Team Chicago. So this is like a definite matchup already. So Central Florida and Chicago will be playing in a game of baseball, and that will feature the Chicago Cubs and the Tampa Bay Rays. Looking for out number 1 for Fairbanks. This is the contact made to the shortstop and in out. Now down to a full count for Ian Happ, and somehow calls a strike. I don't know about that one. That's pretty gutsy. This would be an insane upset if Chicago does not survive. Okay, a base hit. That's going to fall between third and second base. It's a single for Dansby Swanson. That leaves the game in hands for Michael Bush. He makes contact down the third base line. This honestly could bring in a run. Perfectly hit by Michael Bush. Are they going to bring Dansby to home? And I think they will. This is a tie game. 1-2 count for Miguel Amaya. He swings and will be going to the bottom or the top of the 10th in extra innings between the Rays and Cubs. Caballero drills this one to left field. I think the Tampa Bay Rays will bring in a run here. They will. 0-1 pitch to Siri, and he goes up contact to the second baseman. Play is made. And safe, actually. We have a runner on third and first. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Diaz will pop this one up, and looks like we'll be going to the bottom of the 10th. The Cubs have to get at least one run. Leadoff man is already down 2 strikes, and he gets on contact to first base. Is it going to send the runner? No. It's going to be a full count pitch. Guess who's on deck? The 99 overall Cody Bellinger. Here's the full count pitch. It's going to be a walk. We have runners on the corners, and Cody Bellinger comes to the plate. Now a full count pitch. Bellinger swings on it, somehow makes contact. This is actually kind of shallow outfield. Will they be able to send the runner? Oh no, it falls. Okay, they're actually going to tie the game. Do they bring a runner home to win it? And no. Okay, Cody Bellinger somehow even made contact with that in the first place, and it dropped. But now Morel can win this game if he just makes contact, which he does right there. Are they going to send a runner home to win this 5-4 in the top bottom of the 10th? The Cubs will win. I'm still surprised that Cody Bellinger hit. That's like just 99 contact across the board. The only reason that made it to a hit. I mean, what another clutch performance by Chicago. They actually have a solid run going. And if you made it this far, I think you deserve a map update, because here are the final 10 teams remaining, and somehow there's still 3 power-ups unclaimed. And so our final 10 teams will kick off with Team Boston. Boston will be going towards their southwest, and that just ever so slightly crosses through the bottom of Vermont. We're finally seeing these two teams play a matchup. It's Denver and Boston. All options are on the table for Team Boston. We're going to land on the NBA. Yeah, this was definitely the best possible matchup, the Boston Celtics and the Denver Nuggets. Although the Denver Nuggets have landed in Vermont, we're traveling back to their home state in Colorado, where Jason Tatum gets this one off the glass to make it a 3-point lead in favor of Boston. There's a minute and 10 seconds left as Jokic looking to find his way in the paint, and he's going to lay off this one off the glass and gets the 2-point play to go. It's a 1-point game again. 50 seconds left. The Nuggets get the ball back, trying to find Jokic in some post moves. Porzingis on him, gets this to Caldwell Pope. 8 seconds left in the shot clock. Caldwell Pope holds this one to Jokic on the roll, and he gets it to go. Nuggets have a lead. Suddenly the Celtics are a little frantic now. Here's Jason Tatum looking to pull up a shot off a fadeaway. Couldn't quite make the Kobe move himself. Now the Celtics are going to need a stop here. Got to stop Denver here on this possession. Jamal Murray gets in the paint and gets a 2-point play to go. Celtics call a timeout, and they need a 3. Jaylen Brown, 14 seconds left, just going to go for a 2-point play. Why are we not holding the ball here? And the Celtics now have to foul. I really have no clue what the Celtics game plan was there, but it just cost them the game. The Nuggets went on a run in this game. They win 117-112. Boston knocked out pretty prematurely. In the defense of Team Boston, however, usually playing your game this late in the video is not a good sign at all, and it's even worse worse that Denver, a really good team, moved right next door to them in Vermont. And now as a result, Team Denver has taken their empire coast to coast. Now left with 9 remaining teams, and we will be going to New York, number 2. Our second New York team will be going towards their northwest, which as a result will jump over the Great Lakes going to the Ontarian Peninsula, and that's going to hit the land owned by Team Wisconsin. And the choice will be the NFL. Oh, it's going to be the Jets versus the Packers, isn't it? And so yes, Aaron Rodgers will be returning to Lambeau. Jets will be taking on the Packers. Well, it looks as Aaron Rodgers got the Jets down to the 23-yard line. Well, they'll take a field goal to make it a 3-point lead, but Jordan Love, it's now his turn to match that. Well, it seems as Aaron Rodgers has done everything he possibly can to put up 31 points, but now it's time for his apprentice to step up. Jordan Love on 3rd and inches can't find a completion, and they have to battle on 4th now. This would be a pretty embarrassing way to go out if they don't get this completion. That was pretty close to being off the hands too, but it's a first down. I'd say the Packers would need about 20 more yards with Jordan Love. He stays within the numbers and has a completion to the 30 to Jaden Reed. Rightfully so, the Green Bay Packers will just take the field goal from the position that they last had that catch with Jaden Reed. They'll get up through the uprights with Anders Carlson. It's a 3rd down and 7. Can the Jets force a 3 now in the first possession of overtime? They would not be able to. What a completion and catch again by Jaden Reed. Looks like the Packers will be tested again. It's another 3rd down. This time, Jordan Love cannot escape the pressure. He'll lose his 9 in the process, and they'll be punting the football to Aaron Rodgers. 2nd and 9 from the 42. Rodgers in a little pressure, lings it off his back foot and finds a completion to the 25-yard line. A field goal will win it now. Well, damn, Rodgers, I didn't know you were still holding grudges against your former team. He wants to end it himself, and he'll do just that. A walk-off touchdown, and New York number 2 will move on off the hands of the New York Jets. I do have to give my flowers to Team Wisconsin because out of all the new additions in today's episode, they made it the furthest, even though it was just the Green Bay Packers playing for them. The final 8 teams remaining, we are going to LA for the first time today. Well, the more superior LA that is, looks like they will be going towards their southwest, or their southeast I mean, and it's going to go through Phoenix, which just dodges a bullet with Team Denver. Well, this would have been a true Big Four matchup if their hockey team was not completely stolen away from them, but instead we get their wild card. Okay. And I would like to imagine that the Los Angeles Dodgers are the best LA team right now, so it's going to be the Dodgers versus Diamondbacks, but look out, that's a little scary because we know exactly what happened last time these two teams met in the playoffs. Well, it looks like for a majority of this game, the Diamondbacks have given the Dodgers a run for their money, but going to the bottom of the 10th, Diamondbacks down by 2 runs and already just produced their first out. Torres already down 2 balls, and this one's going to be popped up for the 2nd out for the LA Dodgers. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss, and the Dodgers will close it down the top inning, and the Team LA will be moving past Team Phoenix. In all honesty, Team Phoenix was hanging around for a little too long in this video. Team LA definitely overpowers them. They get their first win of today's video. And now we're down to 7 teams, which will begin with Team Denver. Team Denver will be heading towards their northeast. That'll be a successful expansion in Nebraska. Next up will be Chicago once again. Chicago has been the undenying threat throughout this video. They're going towards their northeast, and that will leave them face to face with Detroit, a team we have not seen in a while. And these two teams will battle it off in the wild card for Team Chicago. Ooh, okay. In this instance, I would say the best team for Chicago is going to be the Chicago Bulls. I mean, we saw how DeMar DeRozan played last game. This is also going to be against the Detroit Pistons, who are, well, the Detroit Pistons. You know, when I gave Team Chicago this matchup off the wild card, I expected them to do better than this. I mean, the Detroit Pistons, are we serious? Now, DeMar DeRozan has in the paint, looking to go post, gets one off, and has a 3-point lead for the Bulls. Pistons call a timeout with 42 seconds. Detroit's fate mainly relies on Cade Cunningham because that's about all they have. Here he is right now, trying to dribble in, gets it stolen away by DeMar DeRozan. The 99 overall pickpocket skills coming in clutch. Now just gonna take a shot. No, he fakes it, get into the white, just hold on some time, waste some time, play keep it away. They'd end up fouling DeMar DeRozan, which is essentially the worst person you could foul in the court right now. Timeout Pistons. He's gonna pass it up, however. Here's a 3-point shot. Okay, it's actually good, so it's back to being a 2-point lead with 12 seconds left. Maybe Detroit can fire off another quick 3. Here's Cunningham for 3. Almost in, just out though, and here comes the fouls. I think Chicago will take care of business now. And the Bulls will come victorious out of this game. They'll win 113-108. Looks like Detroit Pistons will not be getting their free wings anytime soon. I'd like to say that's a little too close for comfort for Team Chicago, but who cares? They're still the most deadliest team remaining. You know, to be brutally honest, I don't even think Detroit deserved a place to be here anyways. We're going to Team Denver. I'd like to remind you that the Afterlife power-up is still in contact of Denver. Let's see if they get it. Okay, come on now. Do we have a problem with New Mexico? Why are we avoiding it so much today? I mean, come on now. New Mexico's a great state. They've produced High School Musical and Breaking Bad. We shouldn't avoid it this much. I would not be lying if I said this video has produced some of the weirdest imperialism borders I have ever seen. I mean, what is going on with Team Denver and Chicago? And somehow through all this madness, both of those power-ups down there still remain untouched, but maybe Team Dallas can finally change that. Odds are they land on one of them or they go fight Denver. Let's see what this does. Yeah, sorry Dallas, you were just one spin too late from from claiming Oklahoma, so instead you will have to fight Denver in a heavyweight matchup. This is a really important sports spin, but we're going to be playing in the NHL, and this will produce two of the best teams in the Western Conference to fight it out to claim a lot of land in this video. It's the Colorado Avalanche versus the Dallas Stars. Joining in late in the third period, it's a 1-1 game. The Avalanche are on a power play with 30 seconds remaining. They get a shot in the slot, can't get the rebound. The Dallas Stars will take control and get it cleared. However, it looks like in the process, the Colorado Avalanche himself committed a penalty, a slashing minor, so now it's going to be a 4-on-4 for about 30 seconds. Dallas wins the faceoff, looking to set up a play of 4-on-4 hockey, looking for a slap shot, and it goes off the crossbar, and the Avalanche will take possession. So the Stars are now in a power play. They're going to get a shot in net, and they will score. With about 6 minutes remaining in the third period, the Stars take a lead on a power play goal. Plenty of hockey remaining in this game. Look at the Avalanche. They answer right back. It only took them 15 seconds. Arturi Lekonen with a goal. It was a pass by Nathan McKinnon, which set this one up. He goes behind the goal, sends it right back to the slot, and the Colorado Avalanche will tie this up at 2. Stars are pushing through neutral zone, trying to put on a deke. Gets us to Donov, and he gets a goal through, and the Stars take the lead right back. Genie Dadonov ties the game for the Stars. And in the worst case scenario for the Avalanche, they commit a tripping minor. They have to find the equalizer in 2 minutes. They have to score shorthanded if they want to tie this. Stars are on the power play, and they're going to get another power play goal. This time it's Pavletsky. Can the Avalanche get a goal back maybe? This one's going to be a rebound, and it's a goal. Okay, so it's 4-3. Why is there so many goals scoring right now? 30 seconds remaining, 6v5 hockey for the Colorado Avalanche. Here's a breakaway, saved by Ottinger. Can't get the rebound. Stars take it back. Avalanche get the puck back after a turnover. Gerard, and he's going to get a shot to Duhaime, and that one's off the board. 15 seconds left. The Stars get it back, looking for a shot on net to end this game. It's off the net. 10 seconds remaining. The Avalanche have one possibility left. 5 seconds left for the Avalanche. Do they have enough time? Duhaime has to get the shot on net here, and no. It's over. Time expires. Team Dallas will get a win with the Dallas Stars. I mean, what a shootout we just had between both those teams. But thankfully for Team Denver, they're not eliminated because now their new central land is located in New England. This is where they'll be attacking on from here on out. And all of a sudden, Team Dallas starting to come alive late. And all of a sudden, Dallas is starting to make ripples in this video. Here is New York number 2. Handful of options for the team at the Big Apple. Looks like they're going south. Looks like that's good enough for a date with Team Philadelphia. This is a team that's been hanging around for quite a minute. I would like to believe that Team Philly is outnumbering Team New York number 2 in every single sport here. Let's see if the NBA is the case there. Yeah, so that'll be the Brooklyn Nets and the 76ers. I think there's a clear obvious favorite here. Yeah, sure enough, the Sixers just swept the Nets under the rug. I think it's actually a favor for them to keep the scores blurred out on the screen right here. Yeah, I feel like New York number 2 was another team that just kind of didn't belong with the criteria we have remaining. And with their elimination, we can take a look back at the map because this is our final 5 teams remaining. If you ask me, anybody is bound to win this. We have good matchups across the board in all 4 sports. And so the final 5 remaining, we are going to Los Angeles. There is a very slim chance LA gets an expansion here. It could be close. Well, it was on that path of trajectory, but unfortunately Las Vegas exists, and that's under the control of Team Dallas. LA versus Dallas. And our selected sport will be the NFL, which means we'll be going to Arlington, Texas for a matchup between the Rams and the Dallas Cowboys. Interesting situation for the Cowboys. If they do not get this first down, will they take the points? But they will get the first down. A diving catch puts them at the 6. Now the question is, will the Rams keep the Cowboys out of the end zone? The answer is no. The Rams definitely have a chance to take the lead right back with 1:20 and 3 timeouts. Matthew Stafford going deep for Cooper Kupp. Good defensive play. Second down and 10. We're going to stay up the middle. It's intercepted, and the Cowboys just need one first down by Trayvon Diggs. Here's the third down they need to stop on. The Cowboys are going to pass the football, and it works out perfectly. This game is over. No, he fumbles the football. The Cowboys dive on it. Or no, excuse me, the Rams dive on it. They get it right back. Brandon Cooks, all he had to do was go down, but no, this is going right back in the hands of the Rams. On second thought, this is going to booth review, and I think the backside of Brandon Cooks touched before this ball came out. Let's confirm. Yeah. And so Dak Prescott gets back in the field for victory formation. The Cowboys will walk out of this one, and Team Dallas is still living on the map. You know, I was low-key thinking LA was going to make a scary run there and probably just steal it away from the end, but the Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas team in general just too strong. Now 4 teams remaining, and I wonder if Team Dallas will get any of the 3 power-ups that they currently share a border with. All a game of luck now. Whoever it it lands on, it's gonna be Dallas once again. Can y'all just hurry up and go ahead and expand to one of these power-ups, please? You know, I just have absolutely zero clue how these tight windows keep on happening. I mean, why can't this just go to the left or the right? And so back on the wheel, which will get Team Chicago. They are completely sandwiched by Team Philadelphia. More than likely, that's the outcome. And so yeah, by going north, I hit somewhere in Canada, so this is a confirmed matchup between the city of Chicago and Philadelphia. I'd imagine whichever city loses this game is definitely getting burnt down, and we're going to the MLB. Now, Team Chicago has definitely been tested heavily in this video so far, but this is their biggest test yet. It's the Cubs versus the current #1 team in the MLB, the Philadelphia Phillies. We've made it to Philadelphia, where they currently hold a lead 2-1, but there is a runner on first, Dansby Swanson at bat. His 1-1 pitch, he makes contact. That looks like it's going to be a double play. No, it's just an out. Well, speaking of double play, that can definitely put an end to this game right now. And can they make the play? There's the one at second, at first, safe. Okay, so the Cubs will stay alive, but it's up to Nico Herner to keep them alive. He swings on the first one and misses. Now the 0-1 pitch, and he takes a low ball off a 1-1 count, and that hits the corner, but they call it a ball. 2-1 pitch, and another ball. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Contact made to the pitcher, but he can't make the play. That's the out at second, and the Phillies will win. They beat Chicago, and the Phillies will punch their way with Team Philadelphia in the top 3. I do have to give my props to Chicago. That was a hell of a run. It would have been cool to see Caleb Williams play as well because he was 99 overall, but still, nonetheless, that power-up definitely saved them. The final 3 begins now. We'll go to Denver up in New England. There is a possibility they expand here. It looks like they actually will. I mean, yeah, going up north just claims Quebec. I'm surprised this wasn't done sooner. Glad to see that Team Denver is dodging the matchup. Well, you can't dodge it for long. Their chances of expanding here is not as likely as it just was. I do not think that's an expansion. And now it looks like Team Denver will have to face their fears. They're going up to Team Philadelphia, which means Team Dallas has clinched a spot in the championship round for the 2nd episode in a row. So what would be the sport of choice between Philadelphia and Denver? It's going to the NFL. Yet I like to imagine this is Team Denver's biggest fear. All throughout this entire video, they've relied on the Nuggets and the Avalanche to carry them, but now the Denver Broncos have to play a game for them, and it's going to be against the Philadelphia Eagles. This will not be an easy win. You know, it's crazy that this is a final 3 matchup, but it's even crazier that the Broncos currently have a lead right now. Here's Saquon Barkley on the Eagles for the first time. 1st and goal to the 8. Another handoff to Saquon Barkley. This time, he's just going to cruise right on through, and he just destroyed someone's ankles in the process. And with this extra point, I'll make it a 4-point game, which means the Broncos have to answer with a touchdown. Here's the rookie quarterback, Bo Nix, running for his life. He has a 1st down plus some more, and the slide goes right into someone's balls, but he gets the 1st down. Timeout called by Denver. Now 51 seconds from the 47. Bo Nix is going to take an end zone shot here. Is that a little premature? I don't think so. Denver has a touchdown. Cortland Sutton is keeping Team Denver alive with that touchdown catch. And Bo Nix, I mean, he's a rookie. What the hell? The Eagles are given 40 seconds to respond. Jalen Hurts goes up the middle of the field. We have a completion to bring us to the 40-yard line. That's exactly what they need. Timeout called. That only burned about 6 seconds as well. That's ideal. And they have another completion. That's going to bring us to field goal range and a timeout call to the 33. I don't know why the Eagles are still running plays. Let's hope this doesn't cost them. What are they doing? What are you guys doing? You guys are selling. Okay, they didn't want to take the field goal, and now they're just going to throw it up, and game is over. Philadelphia just completely sold. Why didn't y'all just kick the field goal? We would have been in OT by now. Well, in the most shocking turn of events, somehow the Denver Broncos just beat the Eagles, and Madden is going to Madden. I do not know why they're running a play with 0 timeouts left. Well, this leaves us with our final 2 teams, Team Dallas and Team Denver. And so, which city will it be? It will be Dallas to start. As you can see, I went ahead and moved their logos closer and made them like 2 times bigger because I'm encouraging these teams to expand to get these power-ups. I want it to happen. Alright, so Team Dallas will be heading towards their... Okay, don't tell me it finally happened. Well, damn, I don't know. It only took like the entire video, but finally we have an expansion to New Mexico. That means we have the Afterlife power-up in play, and it couldn't have come at a better time than this. Yeah, this power-up just completely tanks the chances of Denver, so now Denver has to beat Dallas twice because this gives Dallas a second life. Alright, so going back to the wheel, Dallas will get landed on once again. Imagine they end up getting both power-ups back to back. I do not think they will. This time, however, we will go through Denver's land, and this could be game 1 of 2 if Denver can win this one right here. So what sport will we be playing? We will be playing hockey. And so that's going to give us a rematch. We've seen these 2 teams earlier. Dallas Stars won the previous matchup. Again, the Stars and Avalanche. Well, it doesn't look like goalies have been a benefiting factor in today's game. 5-5 right now between the Avalanche and the Stars. Here comes the Avalanche looking for a shot on net. Can't get to the go. Stars maintain possession. possession. Only a minute remaining in regulation. Can they get a shot on net? They do, but it's off the pads of a rebound and couldn't find the back of the net there. Now here comes the Stars. Under 55 seconds left in regulation. There's some space for the Stars here to get a shot on net. They get it, but the Avalanche will take the puck back. 45 seconds now, looking like they're going to push up. Avalanche, Kel McCarr to Lakonen, goes for a shot. This one's saved. Oh, good body check. That's a turnover on their defensive zone. Avalanche get it right back. Slap shot. Kel McCarr. It's in the net. It's a goal for Kel McCarr. 30 seconds remaining in the game. Kel McCarr just rockets this one. And Ottinger, his pads were just not enough. The puck still deflects off the post and off of him as well and just rolls in. And the Avalanche take a goal lead. The Stars can't even pull their goaltender. They can't even get possession. The Avalanche are doing a good job holding them. This is the last chance for the Stars with 10 seconds left. Has to be a good passing play here probably. Johnston, shot on net. No. Avalanche take it back. They just got to send the puck the length of the ice. 3 seconds left. It looks like there will be another game and Dallas will lose their afterlife power-up. I mean, you cannot get any more clutch than that. Denver will survive for the final game. This time it's all or nothing in the afterlife power-up. It was only there for one turn for Team Dallas. They lose it. Can Team Denver do it one more time? It's going to land on Dallas once again. This means Dallas will be the road team. If an error points towards their land, that could be it right there. And so yes, Dallas just barely misses the flex power-up. This is the dream situation for Team Denver. They get to play their final game at home. So what will be the sport of our final game? It will be the NBA. Okay, that's actually big for Team Denver. Everything that could possibly go right for Team Denver is going their way. Now they get the Denver Nuggets against the Dallas Mavericks. This is not a gimme for Team Denver, but that's definitely better than landing on the Colorado Rockies or the Denver Broncos. Our final game begins now. This is exactly the type of game you wanted this video to come down to. Here's Aaron Gordon for 3, and he knocks it down. The Nuggets will take the lead back. Doncic with 3 minutes, gets in the paint, feeds it to Gafford, and off his fingertips, can't get it to go. Murray has the rebound. Jamal Murray gets to the Jokic, and he just lays that one up, freestyling. That's another 2 points for the Nuggets. Is the pressure starting to get the Team Dallas? Who knows? Washington for 3? I don't think so. We're tied up again. Here's Jokic in the paint. It's so easy. 125 to 123. Here's Kyrie Irving with 4 seconds on the shot clock. Feeds it out for 3. Washington once again can't get this one this time. Porter Jr. with a rebound, and we're pushing the floor fast. Caldwell Pope to Jamal Murray. Almost gets it stolen away from him, but he gets it off the glass. Another 2 points for the Nuggets. They have a 4-point lead. Here's Kyrie Irving for 3, and no. And then a rebound by the Nuggets. Porter Jr. again. Could Denver be running away with this one? Jokic off the glass. Can't get this one. That's a miss. Rebounded by Dallas. Here's Luka. On his body, it's way at the 3-point line. Gets around him. Has some space. Does he take the 3-pointer? He will. Luka drains it. It's a 1-point Nugget lead. 60 seconds ago, Jokic is open in the paint and he dunks this one in. Another quick 2 points for Denver. And they get another Luka 3 or any points at all. We're going to feed it out to Kyrie. Kyrie ties it at 129. Timeout Nuggets. Every possession matters now. Jamal Murray with 49 seconds left. Jokic trying to feed him in the paint. He's been really good so far from what we've seen and easy enough, but he can't get this one to go this time and rebounded by Dallas. Can they take a lead right back? Kyrie gets in the paint and he is fouled to take the lead back. 130, 129. Will Kyrie make both of them? Yes, 2-point lead. Gordon inbounds the Murray. They're down by 2 points. Caldwell Pope blocked. Blocked by Kyrie. Kyrie Irving with the most clutchest performance in the final minutes of this game. Now the Nuggets need a stop. They can't get it. Luka gets a 2-point play. Timeout by Nuggets. Denver called their final timeout. They have it inbound to Jokic. They need some points here. Jokic gonna get this one to Porter Jr. He passed up his 2 points for there. Jamal Murray for 3. No! Rebound Dallas. Here comes the fouls. Team Dallas will win. Final shot is up, and I would say only because of Kyrie Irving, Team Dallas has repeated in Big Four Imperialism. You know, to be honest, I really thought Dallas was about to chuck that one away and Denver would get the win, but no, Dallas prevails. And now, as always, for one of my favorite parts of Imperialism, it's coloring the entire map in with one remaining team. And so Team Dallas has done it again. I mean, look at them. They are stacked from head to toe. I am not surprised they became the first ever team to repeat in any of my Imperialism videos. Sorry for spoiling the result of this one, but if you watched this one this far, I imagine you watched the last episode this far. But speaking of spoilers, it's time for my favorite part. One of them it is the results and statistics. Alright, so let's begin with something fun I did last episode, the team victories by turn. This is just a breakdown by turn, which individual team ended up winning per turn. You can see we started with the Tennessee Titans beating the Atlanta Falcons Falcons to begin this video, and you can see all the teams that won, including the Chicago Bulls. They clutched up with 2 wins. The Philadelphia 76ers 2 wins, and the Colorado Avalanche 2 wins. These teams definitely represented their city pretty well. You can go back and pause if you want to, but let's talk about the flip side. The team losses by turn. We opened up with the Falcons losing, and honestly, it just kept getting worse. A lot of good teams fell early on. The New York Rangers, the Guardians, the Bengals, the Penguins, Clippers, Niners, Golden Knights, Dolphins, Astros. It kept getting worse and worse. A lot of good teams lost in this video. And then let's just take a look at the sports played by turn. Which leagues did we have? The NFL and the NBA had the most, tied at 8, and then we only had 6 MLB games and 6 NHL games. Here's a breakdown right here. But now let's talk about standings, and I added the Imperialism point system from the main series. If you do not know how it works, it's pretty simple. A team gets 10 points if they win, they subtract 10s if they lost, and they get a point for every turn lasted. And if you win an episode, you get 50 plus points. So starting with Atlanta in dead last place, they went 0-1-1, lasted 1 turn, they have -9 points. It's a little fair under this criteria. I mean, someone has to be last, and obviously these teams were new, including Toronto and Cleveland. I mean, someone's going to have to lose, and these are the new teams today. Las Vegas as well. They broke even at 0 though. Next up is Houston with 2 points, but to my surprise, Team Boston, who is their last episode, is currently 0-3 with 33 turns lasted. They only have 3 points right now. Now 21 through 15, we get to Cincinnati. These teams are starting to break even in the record, both 1-1. Pittsburgh as well, 1-1. Then we get to Washington, D.C., who is 1-3, but they have 28 TLs. That's why they have 8 points. Team Detroit as well, 1-3, just 1 point higher than Washington. Now we're getting into double digits with Team Tennessee. They went 1-1. Then Team Carolina 1-1, and then Team LA number 1. Another surprise to me. This team is definitely a lot better than 1-3. What's keeping them afloat is 35 turns lasted right now. So now into the top half of the standings with number 14, Team Miami 1-3, but they have 37 TLs. Team Central Florida also at 17 points with a 1-1 record. Team Los Angeles number 2, to my surprise, is above number 1. They're definitely not better. They're 2-3 with 28 TLs. Team Wisconsin, the new addition today, 1-1 record. Minneapolis 1-3. Phoenix, who lost Arizona Coyotes, probably didn't matter that much. They're 2-3. And then Team New York number 1 and number 8 with a 3-3 record and 25 TLs. Now this is where it starts to get crazy. There is just a huge jump on this page. At 7, Seattle, they are the highest new addition to today's video. At 26 IP, they are a 2-1 record with 16 TLs. Now Denver, who got second place, they have 50. What a jump from 7 to 6. Denver is a 4-4 record with 50 TLs. Philadelphia at a 5-3 record. San Francisco up to 68 points with 6-3. New York number 2, to my surprise, made the top 3 with 74 points at a 6-3 record. Chicago currently holding the second spot right now with a 7-3 record. And Team Dallas, who has won back-to-back Big Four Imperialism videos, that's a total of 100 points, 7 wins, 59 turns lasted. They have over double the amount of second place in terms of Imperialism points with 209 points. That is crazy. And I might be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure the Dallas Cowboys are currently the number 1 team in the NFL Imperialism standings as well. I do not remember, but we'll take a look back into it once the new season starts. But that concludes today's Big Four Imperialism episode. Sorry for being really inconsistent. We'll be getting back on track soon. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.